Hello, Dev community. Happy to reach you via DevLive. We are approaching fast DevTalks Romania 2026. And since we're doing this, we are having and hosting our DevLives with our amazing lineup of speakers this year and also amazing partners. We're happy to welcome Ipsos as gold partner this year at our event. So today I'm excited to welcome our guest, Andrei Postoaca, Global CEO of Ipsos Digital Survey Platforms. So a few words before starting our conversation. Andrei is one of the pioneers in online research. So he's dedicating years to proving online panels can support business decision effectively at a fraction of the cost and timing previously needed for offline data collection. So he continues to be at the forefront of the trends in the industry. We're happy to be hosting this conversation with him today. We will be approaching also growth landscape in Ipsos and also what's exciting and innovating now in the company. And also we're looking forward to hear his opinion about how will evolve the scenario in the next period. So welcome, Andrei, and thank you for joining us today.
Thank you very much, Andrea. A pleasure being here.
So can you tell us for the beginning how technology shaped the market research field, since we were moving fast behind pen and paper surveys and now we are in the AI era?
So if I look, so I have been in the industry since 93, 94. And at that time, it was very much a pen and paper industry. But actually, even then, beginning of the 90s, there was the movement towards digitalization. Okay, and there were several companies focusing on automizing the process for telephone interviews, automizing the process for scanning questionnaires, and then step by step going towards CAPI, so computer-aided interviews. So this is, it's an industry that is not in any way new to the digitalization over and over again. Okay, and then in the end of the 90s, beginning of 2000, it was the big revolution towards online, something that really changed the industry, and that has been a huge wave that now we are looking at the AI wave as a natural steps in that direction.
Yeah, that's correct. Maybe this year has been faster than the last ones, but yes, we were talking about the digitalization in companies and implementation of machine learning or AI structures long before this wave. However, we are curious to find out more about the innovations or projects Ipsos is developing or is most excited now to make it public or to talk about it with our audience.
So if we speak about AI per se, first of all, I mean, yes, there is a big discussion about AI right now, but if I look at it from an natural language processing perspective, just understanding text, we have a company in Ipsos called Synthesio that is basically gathering social data, so what people say on the social media, and gathering absolutely enormous amount of text and trying to understand that text, synthesize it based on what people say and which are the trends that are coming, and so on and so on. So from a text perspective, because when we speak about AI, to some extent we can speak about different types of AI. One is the AI that the LLM is talking about, the text per se, okay, so large language models, but we also look very much on the data, so large data models. Okay, so what patterns can you find in the data? We look a little bit less on what can be done with images, with pictures. Okay, So from our perspective, the two very big trends are within text. How can we understand text in a much more automized and to the next level, but also very much how can we understand data and how can we understand the forecast better the opinion of the people. Okay, because you were speaking about panels.
Yes.
Panels is a very, very solid way of having access to respondents. But of course, those respondents are never perfect, are never representative. You need a lot of skills to know that the 500 people or the 1,000 people that you interviewed really represent your target audience with everything that means. And in Ipsos, we have had, we have a decent experience in that area. We have more than 30 years experience in really managing panels, everything from initially offline panels to now very much digital panels. And yeah.
Thank you for sharing this with us. Also, for our audience, being and constantly being IT professionals or experienced developers, it's important to find out more about the learning and development across your teams. So can you help us with how do you support learning and development across your teams in Ipsos, maybe to share some processes or best case practices if it's in hand?
So, I mean, first of all, I think that we put a decent amount of tools in place, like Udemy, like internal trainings, a lot of internal specific trainings, either on methodologies and so on. But I think that what is really important, and in general in society, I think this is a problem. Less of a problem with developers, but still a problem, is that we need to accept that we are never fully educated. It is a continuous learning, and this is what we are trying to do, and we're trying to push everybody, not only developers, but absolutely everybody in the company, to have a training path, to have a learning path that we dedicate, for instance, Friday afternoons to learning, to training, to do something that is off work, can still be relevant to what you do in work, but to some extent broaden your views, do a course in something that might not be perfectly correlated to what you're doing, but still it teaches you something new. And then very much trying to do projects and work together, so also create this learning, but by collaboration between your colleagues, because I think that a lot of learning that we see is from people that have tried things, have seen things, can show it, and can show, I've done this little project here, I've done this solution here, this is how it impacted me, and then take to the next level and learn from it. So I would say it's difficult to say, well, this is our learning path. I mean, it's simple from the perspective that you can always put and say, let's do those courses. And we have something called Ipsos Knowledge Center, Ipsos Training Center, and so on and so on. But at the end of the day, what is important is for people to be curious and try to understand which are their gaps and try to fill those gaps. Or if not, try to understand who has knowledge where I don't have, because that's as important. I don't need to learn everything myself. If I know that you are an expert, you know something, then I can just that actually increases my ability to be productive. So long answer to a very simple question, but that's the logic that we are applying. So training from different levels, more structured learning and training, But then I encourage really a lot people to work together to learn from each other. And I think that knowing that probably 50% of the jobs as we know them today will not exist in 20 years from now, the ability to stay curious, stay nimble, stay focused on learning new things is what will differentiate people.
So in this learning journey, what are some underrated skills that tech professionals should develop today as well?
I don't think that I would say underrated skills, because there are so many skills. It would be unwise for me to start saying that people should learn, I don't know, this language, or should learn infrastructure or not learn infrastructure and so on. I think in general, based on what you are doing, to stay curious and also understand probably the ecosystem. I think to have a shallow understanding of the ecosystem can be very powerful, because if I am let's say I am a backend developer, not having any proper understanding of front end, or not really caring about the product management role, not caring about the infrastructure, maybe even, okay, can definitely limit my ability to grow. So I think to have, and I can call it a shallow understanding, because you don't need to go too deep, but I think to have this holistic understanding is very powerful. So I wouldn't say one skill is more important than another, but to have this decent holistic understanding, so you know how things fit together and know who is good at what, and then go deeper on what you are good at. And it's a little bit this mentality of strengthen your strengths. If you are good at something, become extremely good. But try to understand the ecosystem that you are living in.
So yeah, this is really valuable. It's a message about being more aware of your colleagues, of the skills you have in the business, of the tools you are surrounded with. So thank you for sharing this.
And now with AI, I mean, it's a good example, because of course most of the developers have embraced AI and use Claude Code, use Copilot Code, and get help from all the LLMs that are out there. And there are tens of thousands of LLMs out there. So of course that there is a big area to be curious and understand niche, small LLMs, to understand niche solutions, and to really think, how can I use it? And of course, not be afraid of it. That would be the biggest
advantage. Yes. So thank you, Andrei, for this conversation. So we are eager to meet Ipsos at DevTalks and join also their keynote on future of engineering stage. I think it's a really interesting and catchy title, because they will talk about how the team adopted AI and how they upgraded or no the process in between. So we are eager to meet you. Thank you for partnering with us this year. We are very grateful.
Thank you very much. It's a fantastic opportunity for us as well.
So see you folks at DevTalks. Grab your tickets, and if you already have a ticket, then no worries, your experience is waiting for you. See you at the largest conference in CE, and if you need something for us, don't hesitate to contact us. Have a great day. Thank you. Thank you, Andrei, as well.
Thank you very much. Have a great